Before your feet touch the floor tomorrow morning, stop for 60 seconds. Do not stand up yet. Do not reach for your walking shoes, and do not assume that the heavy, uncertain feeling in your legs is simply something you must accept after 60. There is one gentle movement you can do while you are still in bed that asks the muscles at the front of your thighs to work before you give them their first demanding job of the day. Helping your knees stay steady when you stand. It is called a quadriceps set. But today we will call it the bed knee press because that name tells you exactly what to do. You will try it with me in the next few seconds. Then I will show you the mistake that sends the effort into your toes instead of your thigh, the adjustment that can make it more comfortable for a stiff knee, and a 3-part bedside check to use before your morning walk. Stay with me until that final check because the exercise is only the first part. The way you move from lying down to your first 10 steps may reveal something the exercise itself cannot. If you are in bed now, keep one leg comfortably straight. Let the other leg rest in any comfortable position. Imagine there is a large button in the mattress directly beneath the back of your straight knee. Gently tighten the front of your thigh and press the back of your knee toward that button. Do not lift the whole leg. Do not force the knee flat. Just tighten, press, and keep breathing. Hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now release completely. Place 2 fingers on the front of your thigh a few inches above the kneecap. Do not press on the kneecap itself. Try once more. Tighten the muscle beneath your fingers and press the knee toward the mattress. 1, 2, 3. Release. Did the front of your thigh become firm? If it did, you found the target. If you felt mostly your toes, shin, or calf, do not worry. That is common, and we will correct it shortly. The movement looks small because the goal is not to move your leg through the air. The goal is to make the correct muscle answer on command. Your quadriceps help straighten the knee. They work when you stand from a chair, control a step, and keep the knee from folding as your weight moves over the leg. A bed knee press gives those muscles a simple task while the mattress supports you. But let us be precise about what this movement can and cannot do. It can help you practice contracting the front thigh. It may be a useful preparation before standing. Repeated consistently, it can be one part of a strengthening plan. It cannot diagnose the cause of weak legs. It cannot replace balance training, progressive resistance, or medical evaluation when weakness is new or worsening. And it should not replace a safe morning walk. In fact, one of the most important lessons in this video is that walking and strength are partners, not rivals. To understand why, let me introduce an imagined viewer named Marlene. She is not a real patient, and I am not promising her outcome. She simply represents a very common situation. Marlene is 72. She walks for 20 minutes most mornings. She can follow the same flat route she has used for years, so she assumes her legs must be strong. But something does not fit. She has started pushing harder through her arms to leave the breakfast chair. The first few steps after getting out of bed feel uncertain. At her daughter's house, she avoids the low sofa because standing from it has become embarrassing. Marlene responds by walking farther. Yet the low chair does not become easier. Why? Because walking mainly practices repeated movement and endurance. Standing from a low seat demands a stronger burst of force. A person can preserve enough endurance for a familiar walk while still losing strength for harder tasks. That is why guidance for older adults includes aerobic activity, muscle strengthening, and balance work. Each one trains something the others cannot fully replace. The answer for Marlene is not to stop walking. It is to stop asking walking to do every job. And near the end, I will show you how to recognize when the bed knee press has become too easy to remain your main strength exercise. That matters because repeating an easy movement forever may feel productive without continuing to challenge the muscle. First, let us make your form precise. Lie on your back or recline comfortably with your head supported. Use a stable bed. If your mattress is extremely soft and you cannot feel the knee pressing down, place a small folded hand towel beneath the knee. The towel should provide gentle feedback, not force the knee into a painful position. Keep the working leg comfortably straight. The knee does not need to look perfectly flat. Many people with arthritis, an old injury, or changes in joint movement cannot fully straighten the knee. Never force it. Let your toes point generally toward the ceiling. Tighten the front of the thigh as if the kneecap were drawing slightly upward. At the same time, press the back of the knee toward the mattress or towel. Hold for 5 seconds without holding your breath, then release for 5 seconds. That release is part of the exercise. It teaches you the difference between a muscle that is working and one that is resting. If you remain tense between repetitions, the movement becomes less clear. Use firm, controlled effort, not maximum force. A useful contraction should not create sharp pain, make you clench your jaw, or tighten your entire body. Now check where you feel it. The strongest sensation should be in the front of the thigh, just above the knee. You may feel some activity farther up the thigh, which is normal. The toes may move slightly, but they should not be doing the main work. This brings us to the first mistake. Many people pull the toes toward the face as hard as possible. They feel a strong stretch in the calf and assume the exercise is working. But the ankle has taken over while the thigh remains quiet. The correction is simple. Soften your toes. Keep your fingers on the front thigh. Begin the contraction under your fingertips, then press the knee down. The second mistake is pressing with every ounce of strength. More effort does not automatically produce better control. If your hips twist, your shoulders rise, or your breath stops, reduce the effort. The third mistake is lifting the heel high. That turns the movement into a straight leg raise, which is a more demanding exercise and may be an appropriate progression for some people. But first, learn to contract the thigh while the leg stays supported. The fourth mistake is rushing. 10 tiny bounces are not the same as 5 deliberate holds. Slow contractions make it easier to tell whether the correct muscle is working. And the fifth mistake is comparing today's weaker side with someone else's stronger side. Compare your right leg with your left, then compare your control this week with your own control next week. If one side is consistently much harder to activate, make a note of it. Do not punish it with extra force. A noticeable or worsening difference between the legs is useful information to share with a clinician or physical therapist, especially when it comes with pain, numbness, swelling, or a change in walking. Now let us complete one morning set together. Begin with the right leg. Tighten the front of the thigh and press the knee toward the mattress. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and breathe. Again. Firm thigh, relaxed shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more guided repetition. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax completely. Now complete 3 more slow presses on this leg at your own pace while I tell you what not to chase. Do not chase a dramatic burn. Do not expect the leg to feel 10 years younger. Look for something smaller and more useful. Can you find the muscle more quickly on each repetition? Can you hold the contraction without gripping the toes? Can you release it completely afterward? Finish your last repetition, then switch sides. Left leg. Tighten and press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Second press. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Third guided repetition. Smooth effort, no forcing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Complete 3 more at your own pace. As you do, notice whether this side feels different. Difference does not automatically mean danger. Most bodies are not perfectly symmetrical. What matters is whether the difference is large, new, painful, or getting worse. When you finish, let both legs rest. That is the bed knee press. 6 controlled repetitions on each side with a 5-second hold and a full release. Now for the progression I promised. Use the basic version until you can find the thigh muscle easily. Complete every repetition with control and finish without increased pain. When that has been comfortable for several mornings, choose only one change at a time. You can extend the hold from 5 seconds to 7, or you can add 2 repetitions per side. But do not keep adding repetitions forever. If the movement feels effortless and your technique remains clear, the exercise may have finished its job as your starting point. Lasting strength improvement generally requires the muscles to meet a gradually greater challenge. Depending on your health and ability, that might eventually mean a clinician-approved straight leg raise, resistance band work, ankle weights, or a supported sit to stand. If you are unsure which progression is safe, a physical therapist can match the exercise to your joints, balance, medical history, and current strength. Now turn this into a 7-morning experiment. Before each morning walk, perform the same controlled set. Then use 3 words to describe your first 10 steps. Better, same, or worse. Better means the transition feels smoother or the thigh is easier to engage. It does not prove that the underlying cause of weakness has been corrected. Same is not failure. Strength changes take time, and this low-load exercise may be too gentle to produce an immediate difference. Worse means stop and pay attention. Increasing pain, new instability, or a new symptom is not the price of progress. After 7 mornings, return to this video and leave just one word in the comments: better, same, or worse. That simple answer may also help another older viewer understand that bodies respond differently. Before we stand, we need to talk about the situations in which exercise should not be your first response. Weakness can have many causes. Gradual changes deserve a conversation with a healthcare professional. Sudden changes may require urgent help. If one leg suddenly becomes weak or numb, especially with facial drooping, difficulty speaking, severe dizziness, or loss of coordination, seek emergency assistance. Do not test the leg with another exercise. New chest pressure, fainting, severe shortness of breath, or a newly swollen, warm, painful leg also calls for medical care rather than a morning walk. If weakness is worsening, causing falls, or paired with severe back pain or new loss of bladder or bowel control, seek prompt medical evaluation. If you recently had surgery, a fracture, a stroke, or treatment for a heart problem, follow the movement plan provided by your own healthcare team. Now you are ready for the 3-part bedside check. Remember 3 words: press, pause, plant. Press was the exercise you just completed. For pause, roll onto your side and sit up in the safest way you normally use. Let both feet reach the floor, but do not stand immediately. Ask yourself, am I dizzy or lightheaded? Can I feel the floor beneath both feet? Is there any new numbness or pain? If you feel dizzy, remain seated. If it does not settle, or if this happens repeatedly, discuss it with a healthcare professional. For plant, place both feet securely on the floor about hip-width apart. Make sure your shoes are secure, the path is clear, and your cane or walker is within reach if you use one. Lean your chest slightly forward over your feet. Use your hands in a stable support as you normally would, then stand without rushing. Pause again. The goal is not to prove that you can stand without using your hands. The goal is to begin safely. Take 10 comfortable steps near a stable support. Notice 3 details. Do your knees remain steady? Does one side feel clearly different? And does either foot catch or slap the floor? If everything feels familiar and safe, begin your walk gently. Let the first few minutes become your warm-up before increasing the pace. Walking, strength, and balance support one another. The bed knee press can prepare the quadriceps, but it cannot train every muscle involved in walking, and it cannot challenge your balance while you are lying down. That is why it belongs at the beginning of a broader routine, not at the end of your health plan. Tomorrow morning, remember the sequence. Press the knee toward the mattress. Pause at the side of the bed. Plant both feet before you stand. 6 controlled presses per side. 5 seconds of effort. A full release between repetitions. Then 10 observant steps before your walk begins. Do not chase a miracle. Look for control, consistency, and a smoother transition into movement. But during those first 10 steps, watch the front of each foot. If the knees feel steady but one foot repeatedly catches the floor, or you hear it slap down with each step, the missing piece may not be your thigh. It may involve the muscles and nerves responsible for lifting the front of the foot, and a new or persistent change should be medically evaluated. In the next video, I will show you a simple seated check for that lifting movement, the ordinary technique mistake that can imitate weakness, and the warning signs that mean you should stop testing and call a professional. Because stronger walking does not begin with taking more steps. It begins with discovering which part of the step is quietly asking for help.